Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. In the translation, it reads like this. It was in the year 2011. I was only 23. I was working at these other fruit and veg market stalls, and I was working with my cousin sister. Me and him, we used to share a tiny room flat in Umlazi Block F. Our parents had passed away, and we tried by all means to make sure that we could save as much as we could, because the dream that I had was to return back to college and just do any kind of a course that could help me to get a job. And she was also trying to do the same thing. We literally had nothing in our small room. Life was just bad, and life was just really bad, and poverty was everywhere. You could try to date a man so that the man can just buy you something, some food. To have fresh meat, it was like a luxury. So when we saw a second-hand fridge that was advertised, I still remember that I got it at Chatsworth. I will never forget that cursed fridge that brought so many curses in my life. I totally regret buying that second-hand fridge. If I had just told myself that it is okay, let me save money so that I can buy a brand new one, maybe I would have never been cursed. But now here I am. So I jumped at the chance. I was dating another guy who helped me to buy that second-hand fridge. He even helped me with the transport, and I got it because I said I can at least save a bit on groceries. We can now buy food in bulk, and then we can keep it. One Saturday afternoon, after that fridge had been delivered by my boyfriend, that was when I started to witness that it was such an old fridge, like those old 1980s fridges. That was the one that I had gotten. But my boyfriend said it is okay. For now, you can use it. For he said it was almost as good as a brand new fridge. Anyway, I made sure that I put there my eggs, other stuff in there, and I was proud of the little fridge that I had gotten. This was like the first furniture that I had gotten in our room. Then there was this other day, I woke up, and when I woke up, I discovered that the fridge was not working anymore. I woke up my cousin. I was really stressed on that day because I had just bought this fridge. Now it was dead on me. I was thinking of all the money that I had used, the food that we had bought. So when my cousin woke up, she was the one that found that inside the fridge, all of a sudden, there was a small lunchbox that was inside of there. And when we opened it up, to our surprise, there was a human tongue that was inside of that fridge, and it was wrapped in a ZCC small cloth. It was white, thin royal blue stripes, like it belonged to an altar. I was so scared. I had never seen such a thing. My cousin was like, what kind of madness is this? Then she started to lose her mind. By early morning, she was talking of things that I could not even understand what she was trying to say. Like, it was so bad. I then informed some of our relatives, and I was like, she is not okay here. I really do not know what is wrong with her. So some of our uncles came, and she was really running mad, took her to the hospital. That was the beginning of the curses. She then passed away. Maybe if I had told my uncles the truth about what had really happened, maybe they could have told us what we were supposed to do. But I received a warning. When my uncle told me that they were about 10 kilometers driving into town, that was when I heard that there were black cats that were busy fighting outside. I went outside, and then I saw that there were two black cats that were busy fighting. And I said, check at them, and they did not even get scared. Rather, they looked at me, and one of the cats, she spoke with me. The cat, it spoke with me, and it was like, if you tell anyone your death is very near, and they ran away. Even when I went outside, I thought that maybe there were human beings that were quarreling outside. I knocked on the rooms of other people, and they were like, they did not even hear anything. My uncles came. I was scared to tell them about what we had discovered in the fridge, a human tongue wrapped around with a ZCC cloth. My cousin, she passed away. After she had passed away, I thought that it was the end of it. I even thought that maybe my cousin had done something, since she was someone that used to date a lot of Nigerians. So I was like, maybe she was used by one of the Nigerians. It was in October in the same year. That was when a cousin who was driving from Mpumalanga died in a car crash. December, my grandmother, who was in Port Shepstone, just died of a sudden fever. By mid-2012, a lot of my uncles, aunties, my nieces, nephews, neighbors were just gone. They were dying just like that. And more of my relatives were just dying like a curse. Brother Nashi, to this very day, I am the only living relative left in our branch of the family tree. 30 gone. One of my cousin brother, the remaining one, he is living in a mental institution. I stay in an old flat. Things are really bad. I am trying to survive. I keep on thinking about the way that God did let this thing happen in our life as a family. I have tried everything. Went to this other Sangoma in Umalazi, another pastor who ended up wanting to sleep with me, nearly raped me from Kwamashu. I have gone to prayer meetings, even went to the church itself, the ZCC church. I was told to pray and to give my life to Christ. But the dreams that I started to have were terrible, and I stopped. And that pastor from Kwamashu was the one who was like, don't go to that church. Jiggy, he was now trying to sleep with me. Now I really do not know what am I supposed to do. Must I go to that church? Maybe that is where my salvation is. I do not want my cousin brother to die, for he is the one who can make our bloodline to continue. What have I done to my father's name? I pray that you also pray for my protection. When you are buying used things, please always be cautious and make sure that you use your brain rather than to just use your heart and your situation, and you say, this thing, it is very cheap, let me just buy it. I am suffering the consequences of what happened at that time. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin who helped us with this translation. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.